Jamie here from Tabletop Vibes. How you doing today? I want to talk to you about the next exciting Kickstarter coming out of Ion Games. It is Atlas. I was lucky enough to get a copy of this game, and let me tell you, it is fantastic. First and foremost, all the components you're going to see in this video are prototype and are subject to change of the final product, so just keep that in mind. But let's get into it. Atlas was created and designed by Robin Spaethon-Eck, and it's published by Ion Games. Player counts 1 to 4 with the possibility of a expansion for adding a 5th and a 6th player. Ages is 14 and up, and it's about 40 minutes per player. With teach and playtime, my group of 4, we played for about 2.5 hours, and yeah, spoiler alert, we had a blast with this. So let's talk about this game. In this game, you have saved up enough money for a trip of a lifetime. Who's going to have the best plans and who's going to have the best experiences? Well, that's going to be on you to figure out as you play the game. So in the beginning, each player will pick a player board and select a character. Now, each character has a special, unique flavor. We'll call it a little power, if you will. So they are a little asymmetric. And then from there, you'll also select what you like and what you don't like. So you will blindly grab out of this token bag things such as, do you like history or do you not like history? Do you like food? Do you like parties? Do you not like parties? And you will establish what your character likes and doesn't like. From then, you'll get some cards. You'll get two personal goals. One which is a geography goal, and one which is a vexillology goal. Vexillology, if I'm pronouncing it right, is about studying of flags and different country flags and symbolism and colors of the flags. Very unique. Learned a lot with this game. Before I get too far into the game, they put a lot of thought in this game where everything is actually based on actual facts. So the information about different countries and the environments and stuff, it is phenomenal, the amount of research that went into this. So, continuing on, learning, you will definitely learn with this game. So, going back, your character is gonna have likes and dislikes. From there, you're gonna establish where you start in the game, and off you go. On your turn, you will have one main action and one bonus action. So let's talk about the main actions. The main actions are going to be explore, blog, rest, work, and travel. Breaking those down a little bit more, they're on the board that you'll see right here, and we'll start with the top one, which is explore. Exploring, you have a card in your hand, or you'll have a country card, which are the larger cards. You go there and you mark that you went and explored that country. Based on the experiences that are there, we'll give you a thumbs up or a red thumbs down. Green thumbs up allows you to start stockpiling for bonus actions. Remember, on your turn, you're allowed one action and one bonus action. Well, at the beginning, no one has any green thumbs saved up, or souvenirs, which will allow you to have a bonus action. And leveraging where you visit to set up future plays is critical in this game. It's super fun. The game is listed as a tableau builder, so each site that you go and visit, you'll be adding to the right side of your player board. And as you collect sites further and further and further on, you'll be building this tableau of all the different experiences that you had. So in the game, if you go to a place where it is, say, a history place, and a beach place. If your character likes history but doesn't like beaches, well, now you just kind of blanked out because you would have had a green thumbs up because your character liked history, but you would get a red thumbs down if your character had, if it was because of the beach and your character didn't like beaches. But don't fret. You can always change what you like and don't like as the game continues on and goes. So it kind of represents the changing of flavor of taste of things you like to do as a character. The next thing we'll talk about is blogging. Blogging allows you to talk about your most recent trip and the experiences there. And in this action, you really want to watch what is, we'll say, hot right now in the pyramid. So you'll see a pyramid on the board, and the very top thing is the hottest thing to talk about. But if you haven't visited any of those, as you progress down, you'll get blog points from, if it's on the very bottom, I believe it's like 1 point, but as you go up and higher, there'll be more points. So if you went to a place that has a lot of too exciting experiences, well, you definitely want to blog about it in that next round, so you get those blog points as you see there on the bottom of the board. Traveling does wear you out. So you can travel by land and you can travel by sea. When you travel by land and sea, you'll follow the little paths and you'll see little battery icons going along. Every battery icon is a draining of your energy. And on the bottom right board of your player board, you have a little wheel that will spin, depleting your energy. If you travel by air, though, you actually will use the grid of the game board. So the grid, you can go diagonally and travel to and from different locations. Each grid space is going to tax you one step of energy. So if you take that really, really long flight from the United States all the way across over to Asia, it's taxing on the body, mentally as well as physically. So that's where the rest action comes in. So after a long distance travel, your next play on your next round might be to rest. When you rest, depending on your player board, you will gain up to about 3, 4, sometimes 5 or 6 rest. We'll call that replenishments. So you can fill and stock back up because you rested. In the game, you'll see on that rest section there's a little there's a line that goes down the middle, and it's -1 coin. That represents you staying at a nice hotel. So you spent a little extra money, and you'll get some extra perks. A lot of times it's an extra 1 rest, and then you'll get to change your likes or dislikes, like we mentioned before. Sometimes you can actually learn a language, but depending on what your player board reveals. And then we talked about money, about spending money at a hotel. That's where the work action comes in. So basically, you're gonna stop and do a little work, say working at a little cafe or something while you're traveling abroad. You're making some extra side cash, and that's how you're gonna replenish your cash that you're gonna wind up needing. And you might think, okay, so I'm just spending 1 coin for a hotel. Is cash really a big thing? It is, because you'll see souvenirs throughout the board, and souvenirs are randomly placed depending on which card you select. And what's really neat is each souvenir is listed on the card. It tells you obviously what country that souvenir goes in, but it tells you what that souvenir is. We had cocoa in one of the South America countries, and it was pretty unique to read about that souvenir. So those are the main actions. I talked about travel, work, rest, and blogging and exploring. Not too convoluted, but you do want to set up your rounds and your turns to play in the next round. So like if you know you're going to do a long travel, if you got time, you can explore that country right then and there, and then the following turn you want to rest so you can prep on your next movement. I will say, when you strategize on where you're going, this game is not linear. So whatever cards you get in your hand, you're going to think, oh, this is A, B, C, D, this is the way I want to go. It's not necessarily the case. You might feel the need to go to a different location, and you can grab country cards, and on the very top row is basically like the community offering of country cards. So you can leverage that for traveling and for exploring if you want to. If you go to a place that has a party, and the party icon is like a disco icon, you will draw a party card. And I remember in my play, I would happen to be in Argentina, and ironically, my character did not like parties. And I was like, oh, what a bummer. My guy's kind of a drag. But anyway, I play in the character, and I go ahead and draw a party card. Now, the party cards are immediate effects. So you're going to wind up meeting someone new in that area. And in the game we pulled, I pulled the card, saved it. I met Muhammad. Now, Muhammad, we were here it said we were vibing in the sunset. I got to draw an extra destination card, and I got to remove a thumbs down. So those thumbs down cubes will start blocking. So when you go and rest or you go and work, it will start taking away what you get. So you really want to get rid of those thumbs down markers. So with the party, since the experience as a party my character didn't like, I got a thumbs down. I was like, oh, bummer. So let's reveal the party card. And well, me and Muhammad, or I should say Muhammad and I, hung out and we were vibing. And since I met him, I got to get rid of the thumbs down. But then it gives you a perk, because now Muhammad's like, hey, like, we had a great time. If you come to my country, look me up. You'll get a free place to stay. And it lists up here in the top corner, I don't know if you'll be able to read it or not, free place to stay, and you will get a free exploration. So when you explore, a lot of the places are going to cost money. Anywhere from 5 to 6 costs of exploration. Well, if I went and visited Muhammad in the United Arab Emirates, it would be free. So pays dividends to start meeting people in different locales. Real unique experience. Okay, the other thing to think about is we also have community goals, which will be on the left side of the board. Community goals are open public knowledge that reward you points for the end game. And they are, as soon as you complete them, you get that token. So on your turn, if you wind up getting, I think we had 3 languages. Once you get that 3rd language, you will get that token. The other one we had was souvenirs. Running around and paying 3 coin for each souvenir as you travel will reward you with that token. And on the very bottom, you'll see a 25 point. If you hit a country in each one of the mega continents, and Antarctica is on there, but it is important to note, Antarctica is a wild card. So if you make it to Antarctica and you get your exploration token down, you can use that as a wild for getting that 25 pointer. And then when somebody gets that one, the second place will get the next value below it and the next value below that one. Endgame. Endgame really occurs when the player removes their last exploration token off of the player board and putting it on the map. Once that happens, everybody will have one more round to play. Everybody will get one more chance, and then after that, it's time to add up all the scores. So the scoring, you will get points for all the personal goals as well as the community goals that we mentioned earlier. You will also get points for the experiences that you have gone. So if you have a variety of whatever's hottest, will get you like 5 points, and then how many of those that you have in your tableau, and then all the way down for every one of the tiles of the pyramid. And then you also are going to get points for blogging. You got to make sure you maintain a steady stream of blogging to keep climbing up the track, because the further up the track you'll go, the more points you'll be rewarded at the end of the game. You're going to add up all those points, and then highest player wins, and you are the chief globetrotter of the game group. The other thing I really wanted to mention is like the components. This being a prototype, I was absolutely blown away with the quality of these components, and I am absolutely excited and geeked out of what it's going to look like, the final product. To be absolutely front and honest, like, the theme of this game didn't strike me. I mean, we all have those Viking games, and we have those spaceship games, and you have games building castles and games building land, and we have them all. But traveling, I was like, I don't know. I will tell you right now, straight up, the game mechanics in here are absolutely phenomenal. And I like game mechanics. That's what tracks me into games. How the game plays is what I really gravitate toward. And my game group, when I told them about it, they were sort of like, oh, traveling like the globe? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, interesting. And I could see right away it was a little bit off-putting. When we got done with this game, spoiler alert, everybody's like, oh, I'm signing up for this Kickstarter. Absolutely. It was way more fun than we expected. So yeah, overall, highly recommend this game. Absolutely phenomenal. Hats off to Robin and Ion Games. It blew my mind. So check it out. And thanks again for watching. Talk to you later.